on my page after, it doesn't matter. So, hello. I hope you're having a good day. I am going to quickly show you how to cut up a couple of these cute monster cans to make a pinwheel. I'm going to just try and hurry and make a pinwheel if I can. Sometimes things happen and then in the middle I don't get to do it. But I'm going to show you the cutting part and another part. And I'm sitting on my bed weird and it's not my bed, so sorry about the filming. Anyway, here we go. Okay. Can you see? Okay. So out in the shop yesterday, I showed you to drill holes in the bottom of each can. It doesn't matter if it's a monster, any can, okay? Then I poke a hole in the can here. Then what I want to do now is I want to cut the can off to this ridge line where it curves in. And the reason we cut it off to that ridge, right at that ridge line, is because that ridge line is really tough and you can't bend it very well. So I'll show you really quick how to do this. So I stick it in that little hole. Oh, anyway, I forgot. I want my other scissors for this. Those are my scissors to do the straight cut. Dang it. Where are my other scissors? Shoot, I've never done it with these ones. I don't know if it will really work. I'm going to have to do one of those things probably where people get up and leave and then they're gone for a minute and you're like, where did they go? Are they coming back? Nah, I'm going to try and just use these. But I usually use a kitchen shears for this part. Go around the middle, and then I use these for cutting down straight because they're easier. But I'm literally just cutting around the top of that band. And I don't want to go past the band. Like, I want to stay right at the top where the band is, so I have the most amount of can under. Now, I find it easier to then open this. They're a little bit sharp, but not like, see how that didn't like, hi, how are you? Hello, 3. I am making a soda pop can. I call them a whirly. I call it a whirly. They're all different kinds. You can look on my page and see. But this one is I'm making a monster one for my mom today. And it's way more complicated because you can cut this stuff just like paper. Hello, Tony. Hello, Hans. I'm going to bandish, I'm going to say. And see now how I cut around that. Now the can is ready to be used. I can do what I want with it. I take this, put it in my big box down there, and then I recycle all those. Now, once I do that, I want to make it into equal parts. So I usually find every can has a seam like that. And I usually fold it on that seam. But these ones, I folded it so the M of the monster was the middle. Which happens to be here and here. And then you just literally pinch that end. I don't have this one cut far enough. It's pinching funny. And then you pinch that end. And then it leaves those 2 little marks. And then you match those 2 little marks together. And pinch the other 2. Pinch again. Now you have 4. Right? And then you're going to pinch those, match those up. So those match. Now I have 6. And then I'm going to match them one more time with this center here so that I have 8 more or less equal sections. Ta-da! Then I take these are the long scissors. And the long scissors, you go down each one to the bottom. The monster cans are a little bit harder because the can kind of gets in your way a little bit. But I also go from there, then I always go to exactly the opposite side. I hold my finger down here at the end so that I'm aiming for my finger, because you would be surprised how easy it is to get them crookedy if you don't do that. Hello, Cordy. Hi, Jenna. How are you, Jenna? Thank you for saying I'm pretty. I am pretty old, that's for sure. All right, so let's go down this M for monster. And I am using these cans today because it's my mom's 88th birthday. And purple is her favorite color. And so I went out and found the cutest purple cans I could find of monsters. Well, the other one's kind of a pink with purple, so they're opposite. Okay, so I cut the 4, and then I'm going to cut down each one of those. It doesn't take very long, but a little bit long. I don't know. But this is totally like, if you drink a monster, if you drink 2 monsters, you can make a simple one. If you drink 4 monsters, you can make a complicated one. If you drink 6 monsters, you can do even more complicated. And I'll show you my airplane one day, but it's at my house, so I can't show you now. But if you want to make an airplane, which I can show you, it takes 24 cans. Okay, so now that one's like that. Now what we do with that is I put my finger along the bottom of that ridge, right at that ridge, because that ridge is tough, right? And then I'm going to pull this back. And I'm going to go around and do that with all of them. It's going to end up looking like a starfish, kind of. Well, or whatever. Ta-da! Now, you need 2 of these to make a simple one. So, let's cut the other purple one really quick. Let's see how fast I can cut one of them. I have no idea. Sometimes I can do a bunch of them, pinch them, and then just sit down and watch YouTube, of course. Some crazy thing on YouTube I'm watching. And do a bunch of them. And you can do it with any size can. I have made them with tiny little, like Starbucks coffee cans. And great big 40-ounce Hurricane beer cans, which are totally cool because they're gigantic. And they're black. And then they look really cool with one of these bright colors wrapped around it. But you can look on my page and look at some of the other ones if you want to see what some of them look like. You can just fast forward and then see what you like. But they spin like crazy in the wind. All right, so that one's cut. Now, there's one more important thing that I need to show you before... Oh, I missed a slot. I should show you how cool this can looks, though. Hold on a second. No, cut this and then I'll show you. Okay. Look how pretty that is. It's got an elephant. Can you see the elephant? It is the most gorgeous can. It's got an elephant and a chameleon. My granddaughter had a chameleon. Hi! World Slayer. My granddaughter had a chameleon. Her name was Cosmo. It makes me sad that she had babies and then she didn't live after that. I don't know why. We don't know why. The vet didn't know why. I don't think they know why a lot about lizards. All right, so now this is the one thing that you have to know in order to make this work for you at home. And that is that I'm going to make the 2 go together. Oh, man. I keep forgetting that you're not on a stand. Because at home, I have a tripod that you sit in, so I can't just pick you up and walk off with you. But I didn't have to use those scissors because I could have walked off and got the other ones. But now, what am I looking for? Oh, this is what I'm looking for. This is my little paring knife that I use to fold the pieces of metal. But I hope YouTube doesn't get mad about the little paring knife. But we're just using it to fold stuff. But I wondered if I had, I don't think I can use my other thing. You just need something like if I had a butter knife would work too. But, oh, I forgot. I have to sit you down again. Whoop. Or else I don't have hands. Okay, so this is the part. What you have to remember is we're going to take the very top of this end and we're going to just line it up so it's just about a half and, about just that little tiny bit. Then you're going to fold it over so that you make, can you see that little lip you make? And all of these ones, that's how come I use this little thing, because it's got that little notch, so then I know I just put the thing right there and then fold it over. But it really doesn't matter how big you make that. It needs to be big enough that it will latch onto the other one, like I'll show you. But you could make it bigger if you want. And you can cut your cans down so they can be smaller if you want a smaller one. Some of them I've done a big one and put a small one on the inside. Okay, so see now all of these have this little lip that is facing the silver part, the inside. So the next one, I have to make sure and remember that the lip has to go to the colored part. So this one, I'm going to fold the opposite direction so that now this one's going to the colored part. If you forget and you just start folding some, because I usually do several of them at a time. But if you don't do it the right way, then they won't hook together when you get ready to hook them together, like I'm going to show you as soon as I wrap this around. Because these are so fast. Okay, so now I did all those ones have a lip on that side. Now, because I'm crazy OCD and I want to match them up, you don't have to. You can put them anywhere because they spin around in the wind like crazy, so it doesn't matter. But I match up my two UPC codes. Okay, now, you take the bottom color one, you put the other color over the top, and then those two things slide together. That one's not fitting in. And then can you see how now I have one over and one under, but both your purple are together. If you don't do your lips right, they won't stay together. They don't latch. But this way, then they latch, and then you just kind of squish it with your fingers so it's a little bit tight. But it won't stay at finger tight. So then I just take any pliers that you have. If you have jewelry pliers, I like these needle nose ones. They're the best. Then I fold it over, just a little bit of a fold over, and then smoosh it. And then I smoosh it so it's tight a little bit. And then I usually squeeze it like that a little bit. Anyway, but then we're going to do the next one. So you put the one over the other. I'm going to do this one so that you can see how fast it is, so that if you want to just go try it, you can just go try it. Okay, then the next one, you always have to remember to keep going in the same direction, okay? If you don't go in the same direction, I'll show you what happens then. I totally, on one of my shorts, you'd see that I'm like, I did it, because I totally did it backwards one day. Even when I was trying to show people what to do, and then I did it backwards. Okay, because it's easy to accidentally put the other one on top of itself. And see, now what I've done is I've changed the direction of the pinwheel. If I have one going that way and some going that way, the pinwheel won't spin in the wind because it gets stuck, because that's just all it has. So you got to make sure that you just keep going in the same direction. And I was hoping I was going to be able to do this live for long enough to finish this, and I'm looking and at the time and thinking I might not. Okay, with this one too, I'm going to put another one on the outs. I am still thinking. I think I want to put the pink one on the inside. But I also want it on the outside. And I want the white one on. Okay, now, what you can do is just keep going. And this would finish like just a toucan simple pinwheel. And you just literally, you just run a wire through there or something and it will work. But because I want to do something else, I don't want to close the end of this because I'm going to put another one inside of there. So since I'm going to put another one in there, I'm not going to do that. Anyway. Why are there sunglasses on my lamp? Oh, because I'm strange and it's not my house and I love sunglasses. So I just hung them up there. Also, I have an adorable great niece who comes in and gets in all my things because, you know, I have crazy things. Like this is part of an airplane fuselage. Just looks like a giant soda. It's not. Okay, what I'm trying to think right now is what I want to do with this can, because I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what I want to do. I hate that. Oh, I remembered what I was doing. I'm going to show you the ones I did yesterday so that you can see what they do when you turn them on. My dad's in his chair over there, sound asleep. Okay. These are different ones, just to show you that you can do anything with them. Hello! I am gonna hide because I'm on the internet and I don't want y'all to have to be on it with me. Love ya. Oh, my cute nieces and nephews are here. This is one. This is just two. This one is just cut in different strips. So if you put different strips, you can fold it in different ways. So this one's sort of one with one around it and then add it on the front, and it's got some curls out of it. Because you can do whatever you want to do with these things. I can't get that one to hang on the fan or oops. This one is one that looks more like a flower because it has that, well, it does to me because I put there's one on the inside. Can you see there's one on the outside and then there's one on the inside, and then you wrap it around. And then this one is basically the same as the last one, but instead of having the can on the inside facing it, the can on the inside on this one is folding backwards. So when it folds backwards, the inside of the can is out on these. It's hard to understand. It's not, though, if you look at it. Can you see how inside there's that can? That's the second can. I made an inside out one and put it in there. And then it's wrapped around those. But I just want to put this one on to show you how much it spins. So let me hang it on okay, so it's on the fan. Now I'll turn the fan on. It's spinning way faster than it looks for you. It must make it look slower on the camera. If you turn the camera down closer. That's slower. And if the wind's not blowing very much at all, then it slows clear down to where it basically will stop. But they spin a lot. And as you can see, you can make it into any sort of thing you want. Once you, hello 3, once you, all you need to know is how to make that hook together. Anyway, I have to go now because family is here. It's my mom's birthday. I thought I was going to hurry and get this done for y'all, but I didn't. But I will make a video and put it up on my webpage. Thanks so much for stopping by. You guys are amazing. Have a fantastic day. And remember, you can make anything out of a can. So just grab those suckers and make something fun. And then you could sell it. Or I just put them everywhere. You wait till I show you my house one day. You'll go, what? Thank you. I will tell my mom happy birthday. 88. Can you believe it? That's a long time. But I'm 63. So anyway, thanks you guys. Have a great day. I want you to go. It says no.